deer steak and kidney pie for your deer on Halloween. William Hovey Smith, 2013. I'm the author of Backyard Deer Hunting, and we do some unusual cooking, particularly around Halloween.
I'm Hovey Smith, the Backyard Sportsman, and the Halloween lantern is lit, which means it is time to come up with another recipe of interest. Well, this time we have deer steak and kidney pie for your deer. Yep. And we've already done actually much of the work. And here we have the pie filling. Now this is a meat paste pie in the English fashion, and it has carrots and English peas and potatoes and venison steak, as well as 2 large kidneys from a 180-pound deer that I shot a couple of days ago. Now, besides these, it also has mushrooms and onions and garlic and a little salt and black pepper. Now, this is a traditional English dish. Jonathan Swift, who wrote Gulliver's Travels, also wrote many other satirical works. Among these was A Modest Proposal, in which he advocated institutionalized cannibalism to relieve the famine in Ireland. In short, you ate up these extra folks. Well, perhaps this is one of the dishes that he had in mind. Being a Southerner, I'm pretty well in the biscuit making mode. I don't do pie crust, I don't do fancy pastries, I do make biscuits and I do make cornbread. So we're going to proceed to make biscuits. And so first off we need some flour. And this is a self-rising flour, a biscuit flour, such as is commonly used here in the South. Okay, about yay much will do. And if that's too much, guess what? We're going to make biscuits out of it. And we add a little extra baking powder here. Not too much. I don't want it to rise tremendously, but a little bit. Alright. Now, since we do all natural stuff, or try as much as we can, this deer meat was browned using bear fat. Yep. It was dredged in flour with a little salt and dill weed, and then put in a skillet with a little bear fat and browned, and then put in a pot and boiled. When you're cooking your vegetables, you want to start your carrots first because they take longer, and then put in your peas. Frozen peas are fine. Then your potatoes, and last of all your mushrooms. Okay, that's doing good. So now we're going to add our hog fat here, which has been allowed to soften. I'll use the last of this up. Okay. And this is rendered hog fat from a wild hog. Okay. And a little milk. Not yay much. And we're going to proceed to make dough. Put some hands here so we can do something. And the dough is starting to want to ball, which is excellent. So I think I got by accident the recipe just about right. There. That should be just enough. Yeah, that's getting good. The more you knead your dough, the tougher your biscuits get. So if you want nice fluffy biscuits that are 1 inch or 2 inches tall, this ain't the way to do it, guys. Nope. But we don't want that. We want something we can roll out into a compact crust. And so we're putting quite a bit of work in this dough, as you can see. And we've now got it to a ball where we can just about roll out. And that's about good. So I'm going to get out the rolling pin and clear off this table so we can actually make some pie crust. Good, now that's about right. Yeah. Now I think it'll roll out much better. Any of you in the baking trades, I'm sure, are cringing terribly about now, because I have no doubt I'm making about 16 different kinds of mistakes. But guess what? I'm getting the job done, folks. This is getting me something that's not perfect, but something I can use. All right. I have enough leftover fat here. I can give it a good greasing all around. You need a sharp knife to do this, by the way. Don't do it with a dull one. Dough is surprisingly hard to cut clean. Let's see if we can lift that out. All right. Well, I nearly made it. What I'm doing now is just a little patching of the dough. Some along the sides here. A little trimming. Go over where it's needed. On this side. And by the way, your grandma did this too when she made pie crust. They didn't all come out as pretty as the store-bought versions. Of course, now grandma made quite a few more pies than I did. And do. I make almost none. So this is sort of trial and error for me. But we get it done. And so can you, by the way. Okay. And the idea is to line the bottom of your dish and the sides with dough. Build up along the sides, patch where you have to. All right. Now, so the bottom of the pan is now filled with dough. And we need some filling. And so here we come. Now, by the way, one thing I did not tell you is that I also put a can of dark red kidney beans in here, which you may see from time to time, just because of my perverse nature, and to assure people that this was indeed steak and kidney pie. And for those who didn't want to believe it had real kidneys from live animals in it, okay, There's a few kidney beans in here for camouflage, so they can eat it too. But believe me, yeah, this has got real kidneys in it. And that's what gives it its very dark color, by the way. If I had put just deer meat in here and not the kidneys themselves, the coloration of this gravy would not be nearly as dark. Okay, so that's coming along. All right. Now we're going to cut a little lattice work of what we've got here, and then put it in the oven and bake it for a little while. Now that is ready enough to go in the oven. Now, after killing deer 4 days ago, we have progressively had deer liver, deer ribs, and now deer steak and kidney pie for your deer. Yep. So you and your loved one now know how to share this dish. And we're going to tell you what it tastes like. We have it in its crust here now. Serving up, as you see. This biscuit crust does very well. And it is done. You don't cook it dark brown, just lightly brown on top is good. And remember, everything in here was already cooked anyway. So all you really need to do is just cook the dough. And a little dough here. See what we have wrought. We had some extra dough left over, so we made a biscuit. And the thing about hog fat biscuits is you don't need any butter. Nope. This is flavorful enough with salt and fat, so you don't need to add any extra butter to it. It does just fine like it is. Good, nice, flaky biscuit. Okay. Now that is really superb. Taste the peas, taste the carrots, taste the meat, taste the onions, taste the bread product. The kidneys itself gives the dark color and has a slight underlying flavor, but the whole result is something that is slightly sweet, very flavorful, and really delicious. That's good, guys. So for those of you who don't eat any organ meat of any product, and particularly not deer, well, you know what? You're really missing out. But now, this is Hovey Smith, reminding you to hunt what you eat and eat what you hunt. Be legal, be ethical, be safe, goodbye, God bless, and see you next time. Now that is good, folks.
I have many more wild game recipes in my books, like backyard deer hunting, crossbow hunting, extreme muzzleloading, and practical bow fishing, and all of these are available as softcover and ebooks. I have an 8-book ebook series on muzzleloaders out for 2013. To find out more about this particular recipe, go to my blog, www.hoveysmith.wordpress.com, and to find out more about my books, blogs, videos, and Halloween recipes for previous years, go to my website and my YouTube channel. Good hunting and good eating from the outdoors. Goodbye, and God bless.